Hey, what's up guys? Jerry here, aka Barnacules, and 2 nights ago on Christmas Eve, I was in a car accident with my family. My wife and kid were in the car. Luckily, we're all okay. I've got a little whiplash in my neck and in my shoulders. My wife's got a little whiplash, but Xander, he's a-okay. The kid weighs like 7 pounds, so nothing hurts him. But it was one of the most scary experiences of my life. What a crappy day for it to happen on. But I'm glad everything's okay. But I'm getting ready to head over to get the car out. We crashed it into a snowbank after sliding down a hill completely out of control for a couple of 100 yards, and it was honestly like one of the scariest things I've ever been through in my life. So I figured I'd share the experience with you guys today. I'm going to meet the tow truck right now. We don't know what the damage to the car is because it's stuffed into the snowbank. I'll show you that here in a little bit. But once they pull it out, we're going to take it to an auto body place and they're going to get to work on it. But I'm just glad everybody's okay. And I figured I haven't made a video in a while, mainly because I've had influenza A, which turned into pneumonia. Then I tore a muscle in my leg due to a medication called prednisone that I had to take. It was a complication with it. And I had sciatica down both of my legs. So I spent the vast majority of December laid up in bed. But 2018 is a new year. Everything's going to get better. But first and foremost, let's focus on going and getting the car out of the ditch, shall we? Now, honestly, instead of taking the Chevy Volt, I should have taken the Subaru that night, but I couldn't because there's a recall on that airbag that if it goes off, it can potentially blow shrapnel out that's killed a couple of people already, and my wife would literally be sitting in that seat. So that was a no-go. So I'm glad we still took the Chevy Volt. And to be honest, it would have made absolutely no difference. We hit a patch of ice that was hidden under 2 inches of snow on a 30% grade hill. It was game over before it started. I'm actually pretty apprehensive about getting behind the wheel after such a recent car accident. If you've ever been in a car accident, it gets you a little shooken up, but after experiencing being completely out of control and not being able to do anything at all, man, this is gonna be a rough ride for me. But I'm gonna stop and get some coffee first. All right, we're almost to the car. It looks like they finally plowed this bottom half of the road. Yep, there it is. All right, I can't say that I'm too happy to be back here. It was pretty anxious the whole drive over. There's still a ton of snow here, even though they've plowed everything else. But the nice thing is, they did finally plow the road that I came down. That was a solid sheet of ice under snow coming down that. And you probably can't tell on video, but it goes around the corner into about a 30% grade. So we came down the S-curve, somehow got the car to steer. I cut across the inside right here, and then pinballed across, hit this guy's driveway, which slowed us down by about 20 miles an hour and kicked us back out on the road. You can see the tracks coming in right there. And then we jumped the car and it landed right there. And then we moved on down, slid across the road screaming, and then bam, over the ditch and into the hillside. We still don't know what the damage is because the front of the car is like completely buried into the hill. Now the airbags didn't deploy, which kind of shocked me because we hit so hard that both my wife and I got bruising and cuts from the seatbelt, and my son's glasses flew off and went all the way to the front of the car. But honestly, just looking at the car, I'm shocked that the hood isn't folded up or the windshield isn't cracked as hard as we hit. And I think that comes down to the fact that we hit at an angle. We'll know when the tow truck gets here and pulls it out. That was one scary ass toboggan ride I don't want to repeat. Look at this. Can you see under the car down there? You could literally climb under the car and change the oil right now. Now, luckily we were going fast enough that we jumped the ditch. It's about a 4-foot deep ditch right here, and we completely jumped over it. Had I been going a little bit slower, it probably would have nosed in and flipped the car. So all things considering, I am hugely thankful for how this turned out. All right, so let's retrace the steps. There's the car right there. Most of the snow's melted, so you can't see the tracks anymore until you get to the shoulder here. You can see there's my tire marks as we went for a fun ride through the ditch here. So walking up, you can see it's all rocks down in there too. So that was a pretty rough ride, Dukes of Hazzard style. And this is where we jumped out. You can see I came down, smashed all that gravel, jumped out, the car pitched back in, and I was just pinballing back and forth. If we come up here, you get to see where we jumped a driveway. We hit that culvert right there. You can see where it smashed the pipe. and there's a bunch of rocks missing, but it looks like snow covered those up. One of the rocks got shot into this guy's yard by about 50 feet, but when we hit that, it deflected us, so we missed that tree and put us back out on the road where we went in the other ditch. Now, honestly, if we didn't hit this guy's driveway, we would have gone into the hill down there probably doing 45, 50 miles an hour. This slowed us down so much that the impact just gave us a little bit of whiplash. Honestly, so many things could have gone wrong. But yeah, going up around the corner, the hill just gets progressively steeper and steeper and steeper going up that way. So when we came down, we had to cut the corner right there. You can even see the gravel marks. Now, we got in the wreck. The nice gentleman in this house put us up in his garage so we had heat, and he got us some water and everything while we waited. But we called Allstate, and it was a 30-minute wait to get to somebody, and they said that the earliest that they could get a tow truck out was 5 hours later. They said that they recommended we get an Uber because not even the police were sending people out to save anybody unless they were critically injured because there were so many accidents that night. I'm actually really glad that I didn't wait for the tow truck because they called me at 2 a.m. when we went over to my friend Adam's house, who lives just a couple of blocks away from here. He put us up for the night because we had no way to get home. And even the Uber driver's ride home in a four-wheel drive like Yukon Denali was a nightmare. It was all over the place sliding. It was just ice under snow is like the worst condition. So of course, after we wrecked and we talked to the local, who the guy also came out with a flashlight and ran down and checked on us because he heard us hit his driveway, and he said it was super duper loud. And he heard the rocks just blowing all over the place. But he came out to check on us and see if we were all right. And he told us that this hill is called Suicide Hill. And they don't put up any signs. I really wish that Woodinville would put up some signs when it snows at the top of that hill, because there's no signs, no snow route, no nothing. You just go for a toboggan ride. He said nobody makes it down that hill. It doesn't matter what they have. Even with chains, you don't have a good shot at making it down this hill. But he said they still don't close it for some damn reason, and they usually don't plow it or put any gravel on it. But today they did, probably because so many cars wrecked here and they need to get the tow trucks up here. Which, by the way, the tow truck wouldn't even come yesterday. So on Christmas Eve we wrecked. The day after, we tried to get them to come out and tow the car. They couldn't because it was too icy. They said that either trucks or rear-wheel drive, and there's no way to get the car out in the conditions. But now the road is all graveled and cleared, so they gave us the okay, and they're going to come out today. And I'm just waiting for them right now. But scary. Oh, here. Speak of the devil. All right, time to get her to the body shop. All right, so the tow truck driver isn't very optimistic about towing the car out because of how deep the ditch is. So now I'm a little worried. Here she comes. Oh yeah, there's definitely damage in the front. Now I can see it that it's pulled away from the hillside.
See what I say?
Yep.
It's taking my truck down.
Oh, is it dragging it? Yeah. If you gotta release the tension to save the truck, do it. Oh, here she comes. Oh yeah, the front's mangled. I cannot believe it didn't bend the hood.
Hey,
dude, the whole front of the car is gone on that side, but it didn't put a wrinkle in the hood or nothing. All right, I just got in and put the car in neutral. It took like 2 minutes to boot the car up to where I could shift it, and then it said service vehicle soon. Sorry I couldn't get that on video, but this guy's in a hurry to get his job done, so I don't want to impede him. Look at this. The hood barely has any damage. I cannot believe this, but look at this edge of the car. Just thrashed. You know what? Chevy, I'm pretty damn impressed. Didn't even break the headlight, I don't think. The whole brunt of the damage is down right in front of that passenger side tire. It just caved in the whole underside there.
It's gone.
Wow. Well, I think it's safe to say this thing probably isn't totaled. I mean, we won't know until we get it to the body shop. But you guys, like, no exaggeration, it was a hard hit. I mean, we both got whiplash, we both got burns on our chest from the seat belts. That was a hard hit. And that's all it did. Damn, thank goodness for soft banks. All right, so the car's off to the body shop. He didn't even want to go up that hill, guys. Even though they plowed it and they salted it and they laid down everything, he even said, this guy right here who's driving the tow truck said that hill is the worst hill in the entire city. He said that everybody that lives here knows that if there's any snow coming down, even if it's not accumulating, to just park at the top of the hill and walk down. Guys, this has honestly been a really stressful experience, but oh my God, am I happy with the outcome. The car actually does look repairable. They're not going to total it. At least I don't think. I mean, you never know what's going on underneath. We did bounce the bottom of the car off stuff, so we might have compromised the battery pack. But at any rate, my family's safe. We got a little bit of whiplash, but we could have hit several trees. We could have hit other cars. We could have even went into somebody's house. That's actually happened there before with that hill. So I honestly am super duper thankful, even though it's a shitty scenario. And now I got to come up with money for a $1,000 deductible because my car insurance sucks. But all things considered, I'm really happy everybody's safe. And oh my God. Still though, I'm having anxiety. My heart rate's probably 10, 20 beats per minute higher than it usually is driving right now, just because of the anxiety of slipping and losing traction. Which is weird because I'm a goddamn trained rally driver. Like, loose surface is my thing. But I am scared to death of ice now. Scared to death. All right, here we are at CarStar in Kirkland, getting ready to drop the car off. Their lot is packed. So we literally got the last parking space they had to put a car. Yeah, winter has not been nice. I'm still shocked by how little damage there appears to be, but on these unibody cars, you never know. It could have tweaked the frame. It could have hurt the battery pack. There's a lot of things that could have gone wrong. But they're gonna inspect the car next week and get back to us. This guy has been absolutely awesome though. That's the towing company he works for if you guys ever want to call him when you're in Washington. Now the driver's side didn't touch anything, so it actually looks okay. There are some bigger gaps along the hood line and along the fender line on the passenger side, so it might have tweaked the frame.
Yeah, that wheel took a little battle damage from probably going into the ditch, the first one.
Usually it starts up instantly, so this tells you there's something wrong with it. Service vehicle soon. All right, well at least it's rolling. So he's rolling it off the bed in neutral. It won't drive though, unfortunately. I just gave that guy a pretty big tip. He was awesome, nice about everything, really helpful, really informative, willing to go above and beyond. That's an awesome tow truck driver. I've had some tow truck drivers that just give you shit the entire time. This guy, nothing but nice, totally courteous. I love people like that. Another thing that was really cool is the tow truck driver didn't mind that I was videotaping everything, not even a little bit. I told him that, you know, hey, I'm just making a video for YouTube. Had no problems with it. Not everybody's that nice, especially when they're doing a job like that where they can mess up or make a mistake, you know, and they don't want it on video. He's like, nah, go ahead. All right, now for the hardest part. Garbage bags. I got to clear all the crap out of here so that they can work on it. My wife has everything that's packed in there for Xander. Does the rear hatch still work? Yep. All right, we keep a very tidy car. Okay, my son needs a talking to about what's acceptable in the car. That is disgusting. When this car gets repaired, I'm definitely gonna make sure that it stays clean in the future, because obviously it's not getting done. Well, at least from the glass half full perspective, the car is finally getting cleaned. Took an accident to do it, but hey, whatever works. All right, got 2 full garbage bags and a booster seat. I think that's everything. All right, that's all the stuff coming home with me. To be honest though, I don't keep my car clean either. We really need to work on that. All right, so check this out. We're gonna start it up. Normally it starts up in about 2 seconds and is ready to go. But now it just says initializing, wait to shift. You can see like all the lights are on. It says service vehicle soon. Let's see if it'll move. So if I put it in reverse. Okay, it's in reverse. It says there's a problem. Let's see. Yep. Dead pedal. Nothing, she ain't going nowhere. Now, even when you shut the car off, it still says initializing wait to shift forever. Oh wow, it didn't shut off, it just rebooted. Here, try again, turn it off. Okay, the car is not turning off. This is weird. Okay, the car will not turn off, so I guess we're just gonna leave it running. But you know how it is with these cars. They might actually end up figuring out that the whole frame is bent or the battery pack's compromised or something like that. There's so many things that can go wrong with this stuff, but it's gonna take them a week to get to it because like they filled up their entire lot on Christmas Eve because of all the wrecks. But once they get to it, I'll update you guys on what's going on over on Morning Coffee with Barnacules when I start that back up in January. That's my Twitch live stream. Well, everybody here at CarStar has been awesome. They said they're gonna do the estimate on the car next week. They said if the damage exceeds 75% of the value of the car or whatever, they'll total it out. Otherwise, they'll fix it. So, and they said that on these cars, you cannot tell from the external damage. They said the way these cars are built now that most of the damage actually goes under the car. So for all I know, they could look under there and like everything could be tweaked and messed up. So they were a little concerned that it doesn't run at all though, because apparently that's a pretty bad sign. All right, well, it's getting cold again, so I'm gonna get my ass in my car and drive home because I do not want to drive on ice again, ever again. ever, unless it's in like a rally car that has studded tires on it and a roll cage. Well, I haven't made a vlog in a very long time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know the circumstances absolutely suck, but I had to do something today to kind of get my mind off all this. I know that seems weird to get my mind off it by documenting it all, but you'd be surprised. Like, focusing on the camera takes my mind off a lot of the other stuff, and I actually feel a lot better than when I started. So that's good. I'm gonna head home right now and try to beat any more icy conditions. Even in the Subaru, I'm done with ice. But now, since Allstate will not give us a rental car, we need to find something else for my wife to drive Xander to all of his appointments and everything in, because she can't drive the Subaru because it's a stick and the truck is kind of messed up. We're gonna try to get her to drive it, but it's not ideal. So we're gonna be looking for like a cheap minivan or something that we can buy. And then if they end up fixing the Chevy Volt, we're just gonna turn around and just sell it, because we need a car now. All right, guys, well, in the new year, we're gonna get back to technology videos, 3D printing, creating stuff, tutorials, Codegasm, all that stuff that I keep promising and never delivering because the entire weight of the earth keeps crushing me. But I'm very confident that in 2018, a little switch is gonna flick and the universe is gonna leave me alone for a little while and I can get my thing on. A Chevy Volt sucks. This is a real car. Yeah, Subaru. Hey, I guess on the plus side, I get to park my car in the driveway for the first time ever. Small victories, am I right?